Well, it's a warm welcome back to Prague. It's the last group phase Group D game, Montenegro and Russia, with a number of things at stake that we'll touch on as we look at the group table and as we look at events that have occurred so far today on day 3 of Group 3 group action here in the Czech capital. So earlier on, Latvia lost to Belgium, which means Belgium are top of Group D unbeaten. Serbia just beat Slovenia to it. After all their troubles, check their ticket for their place in the elimination games. Montenegro, Russia, and then France, Greece will complete the action on the last day of group phase action. Here is the Group D standings. So it's clear to see if Montenegro win, they join a 3-way tie and it's points difference. And we'll go through that with you in a moment. But Russia, if they win, they will go second in the group and Latvia will finish third. And Montenegro would travel home with a no-win record. Just about to get into individual player introductions with me, as she has been for the first phase of this EuroBasket competition, is Teresa Brantlova, the former Czech national team player. Teresa, Russia, I said it right at the beginning, they're a medal contender. This is one of those games where they can really confirm that. Going through second would really enhance their prospects of progressing to the qualification to the quarterfinal stage.
Yeah, Russia has definitely the highest ambitions in this tournament, and I think they just warming up and improving their performance game by game. You know, they have such a big roster. They have a bench as well who people can play. You know, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Prince and Bagieva is going to cooperate on the court again. Same like for Montenegro's game, it's going to be Škerović and Robinson. I think this is going to be quite interesting lesson to watch. But the question is how many players can, again, contribute from the roster to finish the game.
Well, Russia showed in their loss in overtime to Belgium how good they can be. Also, in many ways, how limited they can be at times. So it'll be up to Montenegro, who have played well for pretty much 3/4 of both their games, and then have had a quarter off, be it the first or the last quarter. And they've ended up with the 2 losses, even though individually there's been a number of very good performances. The young school children who have adopted Montenegro as their team are here. There's a good crowd for this 3rd day of group phase action. There they are, and there's the children of schools in the area. It's added to the way this tournament has progressed.
It's going to be interesting to see how Montenegro is going to use their speed again against the big Russian team. You know, yesterday Russia was a little bit struggling with the Belgium small players, their speed, their quickness. So I think Montenegro definitely will look for transition offense before Russia is going to set up their defense.
Well, we'll have the national anthems of both teams. First Russia, and we'll be back after the 2 national anthems. From Montenegro. both players. Coaches will exchange those mementos at half court, which is one of those things you always treasure as players and coaches, mementos of these games. Here are the members of the third team on the floor. Miss Senor La Orca from Spain, the Sender from Romania, and the Capriani from Hungary, who make up the third team on the floor for this evening's matchup that on paper means that Russia have to show up, get the win and progress a second. But Montenegro, having done so well in their quarters of games, are a challenge for any team. Here is the roster for Russia, as we say, consistently treated. It's a big lineup. Interesting to see when we get to see the starters. Who will come up in a moment. You know, they're just so big and so athletic.
Yeah, and you know, with the contribution of Beliakova from long distance shots, it will be quite great dynamic of their offense, you know. But as we say, defense makes the game, defense makes the offense, you know. I think it's such hard to play 5 against 5 with the Russian team when they just sit up down in the paint, you know. So as I said earlier, Montenegro would have to make a move. They would have to look for the opportunities from the transition offense before the big Russian team is going to set up their defense.
Well, here is the Montenegrin roster, and they're going to have to deal with an interesting change to that Russian starting lineup, with Beglova getting a start. But Angelica Robinson has been phenomenal for Coach Roberto Ingweth. We said before the tournament starting, maybe not used consistently enough. She's played a lot of minutes and has delivered. There's the starting lineup. And it's pretty much the starting lineup that they have started every game with, and at periods this lineup can play. So Coach Ingweth in his huddle before the start of this final game of the group phase. What intrigues me is which Russian teams show up. They've been consistent. They do wear you down. As we look at Jelena Skelevic in her last final round for Montenegro, what a great EuroBasket ambassador she has been. And Efili Prince has been a fixture now with this Russian national team with her club Kursk in Russia. Won the Women's EuroLeague this year, which is a huge achievement, and she was fundamental to that win.
You can expect that they both gonna spend probably almost 40 minutes on the court during this game, because and as we could see, they are right leaders of this game, driving the tempo, you know, leading the team in terms of their offense and defense. So definitely it's going to be a great matchup, because we will see them a lot today.
Starting lineups just about to come onto the floor. Well, for Montenegro to win this and go through, it's going to have, it's a tough ask to say the least. They have to keep this Russian team just under 20 points, and then even then, it's a tough old game. So here we go then. Wherever you're watching this in the world, Russia in the red uniform and Montenegro in the last of the group games in this group will jump it off. And Robinson just about wins the tip, and Skelevic will have the opportunity to get things into the half court for Montenegro. Robinson will extend at the high post. And it goes inside to Prevanovic as she gets hit on the drive. And Ingweth likes that, straight down the gut, that defense. My guy was caught slow on the adjustment. And Ivanovic finds herself on the free throw line. But as you've pointed out on a number of occasions, this is not the happiest place for Montenegro to be.
Yeah, Montenegro so far shoots 52%, 55% from free throw line. So let's hope for them that they're going to improve that, as every point will count in this game.
Well, they started the competition with a 2-point loss to Belgium, and they were shooting 55%. There's one way you could have won that game. Here's Russia against a soft little 2-1-2 trap, and now they're in the half court. It's back to man for Montenegro. Okay, we'll look to reverse the ball. Always difficult sometimes in Russia's position. It's unlikely you're going to get into a potential non-qualification slot, but if you start flat, it seems like Montenegro can score in a hurry. Robinson. Ball movement again. Pick and roll. Robinson will lift. Ivanovic on the inside wants a touch, doesn't get one. 5 on the possession. Skervic to the far side of the ring, lays it in. We've got a 4-0 start, and Montenegro looking very, very slick almost in the half-court sets. Beliakova, the screen looking high low, but Valieva looks down. Great defense by Ivanovic. Poor pass.
That was a quite late look. It has to come from Beliakova. If you play pick and roll, you have to see your diving big player.
Beliakova stops, pops off the glass, is no good. My guy comes down with it. Prince thinks about the 3, but attacks. Believa with the short 2, it's good, and Russia open their account. With a minute and a half gone in the game. Nice touch. Great work on the glass by my guy as she went hard to the offensive boards. Nice cut. It's a super cut. Beliakova gets caught being a bit too flat as she flashed by Jovanovic.
And she knows that she fell asleep. That movement of Jovanovic, you can't give her space. That's the type of player she can score. So you have to pay attention all the time.
Jovanovic on the free throw line. And the free throw woe continues. She misses the front end. Makes a second. And Montenegro have the early 5-2 lead. 3-quarter court pressure. Valieva relieves it. Beliakova will reverse it back to Prince. Prince is fouled as she ripped it through, went on the baseline side. Jovic is one of the good stories for Montenegro at this tournament. Looks like she's going to be taking over the mantle of Jelena Skelevic if this is to be Skerevic's last international series of games. Jovic still only 21, Valieva needs a pass, finds one. Beliakova on the baseline, takes the tough jumper. You can't foul jump shooters. Make jump shooters make shots. Jovanovic picks up the personal. Beliakova will go to the free throw line.
Quite good look from Valieva to reverse quickly. Again, from the strong side to weak side to move the defense, and we could see that Jovanovic wasn't ready on her feet for that penetration of Beliakova.
Good from the line. A 5-4 Montenegro lead. Well, the approach has to be, Jovic goes up, nice play. Draws the contact, my guy's second foul. And that was quick, decisive, protected the ball so well.
That's what you said earlier. Jovic is potential, like next generation point guard for Montenegro, and she just read the situation so well. She knows that Maga is slow on her feet, and she hasn't made any move in that pick and roll defense, so she just used that as an advantage.
Jovic picks up the three-point play, and Kanenko checks back in. or checks in. One of the heroes of that comeback on game day 2, where she made the game-tying shot. Prince outside the three-point line will reverse. Beglova, who's earned that spot in the starting lineup. The long 2 is no good. Skelevic has a chance to run. Doesn't like the numbers. Then goes to the post-up. Ivanovic going baseline. Takes the fade away, which you have to question on the break. Beglova in the half court. Iliakova outside. Beglova will square up. Have a look at what she has. Got some little whistle. And I think Jovic is being called again. They just get too low, so they allow that cut from the weak to the strong side over the top of the defense. And Jovic picks up a second foul. And given the way she starts, that's such a disappointment for Montenegro.
It's quite strange as well, because they playing a full court man-to-man to just put the Russian team, oh great pass from Prince, to slow them down, you know, and then when you would expect them bump, not to let them cut through the middle of the court, they just late on the feet and following Prince and allowing her to run through.
Robinson gets her first touch. Don't pick up against Vadieva, that's a tough matchup. Jovic attacks the closeout, gets in the lane, little floater, and doesn't get the drop. Vadieva comes down with a defensive rebound. Russia with a chance to tie or lead on this possession. Vadieva on the inside, tries to run the baseline. Tekenko falls with it. Iliakova faces up. Still 10 on the shot clock. Minenko, too easy. Great little ball fake, but Ivanovic, unusually for her, just took it and she got a blow past her.
I think she must seen Tikhonenko's yesterday's great shots, so she wanted to contest the shot and didn't expect to go under her.
Right, easy two for Angelica Robinson. It's one of those things, you can't see Montenegro winning by enough, but you can see them winning because Russia just look a little flat defensively.
Yeah,
Russia take the timeout.
I agree with you, Mark. You know, Montenegro reads the game so well at the moment. You know, they're controlling the tempo. They're trying to look for the transition offense. If they don't like the numbers, they're just gonna stop it. But I think, you know, Marta hasn't started the game well, but I'm sure they're gonna improve in it as well because they need to adjust. You know, and this last possession showed us what we're gonna see a lot in this game. Again, the cooperation between the point guard and center, and Robinson Vichkerovic is a great example how these two positions should play together.
Well, every one of the Montenegrin starters is on the score sheet, which is very, very pleasing from a coaching perspective. Everybody's involved, they're sharing the ball. Young children from Prague who are temporary Montenegrin fans, enjoying the start. What Russia definitely use this game for. They're going to have to play an elimination game. You want to come out and play well, you want to keep your rhythm going, you want to be sharp and be ready to play. And then Joe comes and flashes the lighthouse in the middle of the floor. Beglova. Skirvis gets it off to Prince, who pulls the trigger from 3 and just knocks it down.
Not sure if Vucetic wants to go under the screen when they play pick and roll when she's guarding Prince, you know. She's been so far on 18 points average with a great percentage of shooting. You need to stay in touch with her.
Robinson. Pass was too slow because Prince got a piece. Now Prince has a chance to push in transition. Russia don't really commit hard to it. They go down deep inside. Vadieva gets away with a clear out. Hooked. No call, misses the 2.
What I miss from Russian game a little bit is that high-low play, you know. All they do is they just get the touches from Prince's pass and then trying to play one-on-one down under the rim.
Offensive foul called. sure what they've called there either. I know Coach Ingles isn't. He's definitely away from the ball. Global getting into the half court for Russia. And Montenegro's defense is very much around sagging to the middle and asking Russia to go over the top of them. Great little move by Prince in the lane. He gets hit. The recovering defender has gone a little bit too close. Vucetic can't foul the jump shooter here. Great little move by Prince. Beats her. Okay, she's beat. Why then you can't come back and do that? Ivanovic will sit and timeout.
It's just basic, yeah, you can rely on your teammates' help, but you have to play your individual defense as well. I know it's not easy to guard Prince, as she's ball handling the ball really well, but I think she could have done better in this situation, you know, stay on her feet on the ground in a position and just force Prince to the sideline.
Well, there's the scorers for Montenegro. Like you said, everybody's had some. Vucetic should join the game because Jovic is in some foul trouble early. Coach Ingles can't be disappointed. 4:48, it's a 1-point game. He's getting good shots. Offensively, he's going to play the way he's playing, which is to try and take any momentum out of their offense, any rhythm. Then you can't foul like they just fouled on jump shooting. As I said before, good to see Beglova start. I think a little bit of speed, a little bit of quickness in that Russian backcourt is going to help. But Belikova is definitely long enough to play the three. So between those, it's like having three guards with one of them being quite long. So it's a really nice balance. As Prince makes the first. And Kirialova, for example, off the bench will give them the same type of shape. So maybe Coach Vassin's decided this is the shape he wants from his lineups. And Prince is good from the free throw line. So Russia take it over to a 13-10 lead. Oh, nice back cut, Skerovic to pass his ball. Long two is good.
And I think Vucetic needed this shot because she didn't have a best step into the game, and it always is good for your mental side, mental relaxedness to make this shot.
Oh, got a whistle on the play again. More substitutions and rotations coming off of the Montenegrin bench. Ivanovic will sit and Matovic will check in, as will the 2011 MVP, Elena Kirialova. I like this lineup less for Russia because I don't think they have the quickness or the guard sort of mentality in the backcourt. Prince is a scorer. And Kirialova and Eliakova are very similar in many ways, so they need that quickness in the backcourt. Ivanovic will get it off to Skerovic. Comes off the screen, looks inside, no pass. Robinson with 7 on the possession. Skerovic, a little floater in the lane. Perovic is all over the glass. They come up with it with 14. And Matovic will get it back, just. Takes the Robinson pick. Robinson rolls. Big hole down the middle. Perovic with the foul line jump shot, which she makes with ease and makes consistently, and you just wish she would look to get it more often. Eliakova, nowhere to go, finds Prince. Eliakova will dive, Prince gets it to the corner, the three is off and she is off balance. Malenko, big time rebound, Prince is in there, Skerovic comes down but Owen has a chance to run. Robinson goes early on the pick and roll, she'll dive. Skerovic, in the end, I think she was desperately trying to wait for Robinson to get open, and in the end, chose no option at all. Hits the underside of the ring. Penenko, little head fake, is way off with a shot, and Skerovic will bring it.
And again, we can see that there's a pattern of quick transition offense before Russian team set up their defense.
Krylova is charged with a personal. Again, poor pass from Montenegro. They had easy points on offer and they just couldn't finish the play. Penenko sits, and Natalia Jedic comes in. She started the first 2 games. They haven't played a lot of minutes because they never got any rhythm going early in the game, but she joins the game now with 2:48 to go in the first.
I think it's also because Baglova stepped into this tournament in such a great way, you know, and as you said, she's been a big part of Russian game speed in transition offense, and I think that's why Zedic didn't receive more minutes at the moment.
Referees at the table getting to know each other. Skerovic will come off the Robinson screen, who will roll. Ivanovic going up, is blocked but fouled on the way through. Medvedev picks up the personal. And that's the quality of Perovanovic. She's got that speed at 188. Doing this for so long, really can stretch the floor.
And also her advantage is she can shoot from the long free throw line, you know, so she's quite dangerous for the defense. And now Tikhonenko was contesting the shot but hasn't been ready for this quick penetration.
And Montenegro shooting way above their tournament average from the free throw line at the moment. Lead 16 to 14.
And again, we can see that Montenegro plays full court man-to-man. Do not give Russian any space to create.
Prince, nice pass going over, and then overpassed almost, but Valieva blows the layup too. And so often yesterday on day 2 competition in the Belgian game, they missed lots and lots of little gimmies. Robinson holds space, Valieva picks up her second foul. And gets a little bit of education from Angelica Robinson.
I think Montenegro is definitely one of those teams who plays this action pick and roll with the lift and high low action, one of the best, you know. So I hope loads of young players are watching their game, how important it is just to wait for reaction of the defense and move the ball.
Angelica Robinson on the free throw line. Can't say enough about her numbers. Double-double both games. And 2 for 2 from the line. Krylova. Feet set, fires the 3. And only just caught any string. That must have been straight through. Tremendous action when she has time, so much touch. And cuts it to a 1-point game. Celtics gets it down low, managed with a pull-up, is off. Yeri challenged it. Yeri in for Medvedev. Krylova in transition, needs a pass. They almost throw it away. Prince has it, comes off the high screen. Yeru dives, is wide open, they miss her. Well, now they find her, but it's the corner. It was a foul on the catch.
It was quite easy defense from Robinson. Angelica Robinson, she just lifted up for that pump fake and put herself off the balance for penetration defense.
Replay up to 3. Back live for the doing free throw that ties the score at 18 apiece.
Could be interesting now, see if Russia's gonna run some fast breaks as well with Baglova on the court.
Banks the free throw. Did you hear it call it? I didn't hear it.
You always wonder, is it intention to do that free throw, or is it just that?
Every time?
Yeah, exactly.
Just made a phone call to see if the banks were open, checked them out. Skilevich comes up and downstream. We'll have a look. A lot of action over the top. Robinson will roll. They go upstairs to it. It bounces on the baseline. Not enough space to make the play.
Great defense from Perjanovic. Get in front of the player, enable that pass.
Well, the long three. Zenit is not threatening to go in. Jokic is back in the game, still playing with her 2 fouls. Puts it on the floor, gets up with the left, it's just swatted away by Beglova. Even the guards block on this team. Great pass, great look, easy two. If Russia start running break points as well, they're going to be even tougher.
And that's exactly what I said, Mark. See, Beglova is having that intention to run quickly, to move the game, and to block the shot like this and give this last long pass. That just shows the experiences and how quality small guard she is.
Last 5 seconds now on the possession. Skilevich has got to go up, goes into Robinson. Going to run out of time. And that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. I don't think that's correct. There was about 3 seconds left. Differentiation between, there was about a 2-3 second difference between the possession and the game clock. So the game clock should still have stopped with 2 seconds to go. And the officials will check it out. But going to be a lot of wait for 2 seconds, I think. And someone will probably have to throw a prayer, and we'll still go to the end of the quarter in exactly the same situation. The players know that's the case as well. That's why they're not too worried about waiting. Well, 1.3 seconds is the call. Frustrating, I know, but what you have to do.
Yeah, it could be either long pass for a quick shot or just to bring the ball into the game, not to lose it.
And they're not going to get it away unless it's a halfway line shot, which doesn't reach the ring. And that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. And after a relatively slow start, Russia have a 21-18 lead. With a frustrated coach. Team are right in this game. There's confirmation in the first quarter. Russia with a 21-18 lead over Montenegro. The stats are average, should we say. No 3-pointers for Montenegro, which is a little surprising given the way they've played in the competition so far. But we see Russia with a 21-18 lead. Nice start by Montenegro. They came out, executed pretty well, but then they started to give Russia too many easy looks.
Yeah, it was an impressive start from Montenegro, They started to play man-to-man defense straight away, full court, to enable Russia to have enough space to organize. But to be honest, I think it was just a question of the time when Russia is going to recover and get back to the game. And what I love about Montenegro, they're still sticking to their organized game, even though they're trying to run some fast breaks as well. And it's just a great cooperation between guard and centers.
Well, it's plays like that that worry you when you're a Montenegrin fan because Penenko just with a ball fake, ends up with a layup, no help. And these fans are showing out to try and help Montenegro get the win. You never want to go through a EuroBasket with a 0 in your win column.
Exactly, and the fans could be a big attribute to the game as well, you know, in terms of atmosphere, those voices. It's such nice to play in front of the full arena.
Zelic will inbound at the start of the second quarter of the scoreboard. He's having a moment in the gym here. At one end, and it's all right now. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's all right now. So we should be underway in a moment. Everybody's happy, I think.
Yeah, in these situations, it's important that players keeps moving. You know, they're not gonna get cold.
It's cleared. That's what's happened. The scoreboard is actually cleared from all the data that was on in the first quarter. So they're going to have to just wait a moment to put the fouls and everything in.
You know, in basketball, when you have two different point guards, as Russia has at the moment, they have Prince, they have Baglova. Each of them has a characteristic game and characteristic tempo of the game they like to play. And I see that now Coach Vasin's trying to change the rhythm of the Russian game as well to keep Baglova on the court. You know, they're trying to run some quick game, get some easy basket because they cannot getting a lot to position 5-on-5, and I think he wants to speed up the game a little bit.
Well, it's definitely the case that they look a better group when Prince is at the 2 because she then gets it and has the opportunity to score. Still waiting for the data. He goes into the scoreboard. It's always a frustration. You can never understand. This is day 3 of competition. You'd have thought any gremlins in the system would have been got rid of by now. So balanced scoring across the rosters for both teams. And then anyone's going to go to the bench now. The scoreboard looks pretty good to me. So the officials at the scorers table, the Russians looking to, sometimes coaches you've already said what you wanted to say and then you record it just because you get them back in. Do you have to change it? Do you want to re-emphasize what you want to run? Just because they've come in, do you need to change anything? Montenegro straight back out on the court because it looks like everything's fine again.
Yeah, the players have been called back on the court by referee.
So Russia will have possession of the basketball. They lead by 3, 21-18, at the start of the second quarter. And Elena Baglova will, hopefully receive the inbound pass, which is not in the lane. Baglova gets it into the half court. And sometimes this Russian team will frustrate their fans so much. So much quality, they get a little sloppy. And Montenegro just give it straight back to them. Baglova goes up to Kirilova, who misses the layup. Maybe we should start the scoreboard again and kick off the second quarter all over again. Francis has it.
It definitely hasn't been the best start from any of the teams.
Inside out, Josie Tiskerevich for the 3 is good.
This is so much better. That's what we want to see, you know. Tiskerevich getting her open look as well.
Penenko will put it to Kirilova. Viru comes outside the 3 to hand off. Baglova tries to get inside, does but can't turn the corner. Viru, she gets up, misses the hook shot, and then knocks the ball against Robinson's knee.
This was quite a clear situation. I don't know what Robinson's trying to...
I think she's trying to convince the stat man.
Probably, yeah.
21-21, played a minute of the second quarter, and Russia on the end line. Baglova tries to turn the corner, goes a little pick and pop action. Inside out. Over for the two is no good. Robinson and battling away. Tikhonenko just outworks everybody.
He has no angle to pass anyone. No one's offering themselves.
And Tikhonenko is going to be charged with a hold. She looks at the referee despairingly because she thought she got hit on the way up.
Yeah, this is kind of responsibility of the point guard, just to go for the ball. You know, you can't leave your big player just struggling with that ball away from the rim and wondering, what am I going to do now?
Jovic gets it into the half court. Robinson outside. Will try and occupy the block. Wants a touch, gets a touch. Just goes through Viru and draws contact. Robinson on the free throw line. And she maintains the improved performance from Montenegro. In this aspect of the game, they've shot the free throw well today. But as soon as you say that, she misses one. That's 10 from 12 from the line from Montenegro.
It's always like a long mark, you know, when you say something, it's for sure not going to happen, or it will.
Gets a piece of everything, but the steal is theirs. Jovic in transition, looks to attack it. It's a matchup she should be able to go past. Robinson. Skelovic. And it's extra pass. Oh, she found one in the end. Robinson gets the two. Russia take the timeout. They trail by 3, 24 to 21, with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. And a nice, even though messy start, when Montenegro got into the half court, they've moved, they've made decent passes, and they've finished plays.
Yeah, I think Russia doesn't communicate well in defense at the moment. There's been a huge mismatch on Mujovic playing Tikhonenko, and as soon as the ball went on the other side of the court, they just exchange, which is great, but then it wasn't anyone else, you know, to rotate, and it just causes the problems, you know. And I think they're a little bit too slow in defense. They need to start to talk, they need to move, you know, and show how big they are in terms of their high as well. It's too easy for Montenegro, but credit to them, they're moving the ball so well, changing strong side and weak side, that exactly that's the way they need to play against Russia if they're not going to run fast break.
Oh, Montenegro doing a really nice job in terms of being efficient. Shooting percentages are very, very good, 54% overall. That has given them this 3-point lead.
And again, we can see that Montenegro is pressing the ball, slow down the Russian team.
Valjeva gets through, so Valjeva does get the drop.
One thing what Valjeva does really well is to hold her player on her back. Perovanovic wasn't really happy that she stayed behind her, but you know, if you have Valjeva like this holding the player behind her, it's quite hard to get in front.
Jovic can't knock the open three down. Valjeva brings it. Over, nice pass. Valjeva on give and go. Blows the layup. Ball will belong to Montenegro. You always have to remind yourself that Valjeva's still only 18 years old. She still has a whole career ahead of her. She's already achieved so much. 24 to 23. Ivanovic in the half court. Jovic. Tempo's very slow at times. Right now. Nowhere to go. And it's just going to draw the foul because of the rip through. You rip it through and people aren't in stance, it's going to be a foul, but he only picks up the third foul. So my guy's going to come in and replace her.
That was another great action from Montenegro team to go through the middle of the paint, you know. Perovanovic, it's just such a good to play that high position, you know, and that gives a big advantage for Robinson to post up as well.
Perovanovic out top. Skelevic on the ball reversal. Skerovic's got to put up the prayer deep on the clock. And it's not answered. Defensive rebound. And Zero and Prince back in the game. Girl over the goal baseline, nowhere to go. Robinson comes over. And the three hits the back of the basket, and Turalova, for making one, has gone a little cold.
Not sure if they've seen that mismatch what Vieru had, you know, having Mujovic on her back. I think you should look for that opportunity when they give it to you.
Skelevic will bring it into the half court. 6 minutes to go in the half. Jovic. Montenegro again do a nice job moving the basket. Skelevic gets it. Robinson with a screen, and she rolls and will be open if they can take the angle, and they do. Vieru's going to be charged with a holding foul.
That would be good in this situation if the wings can a little bit pinch in, you know, to help, to just show that that space is full and not leave their player just to guard Robinson one-on-one.
Skelevic stops, gets it to Robinson. That's an assist if anyone's doing stats. Shot the pass, should we say.
And that's effort as well, right? To go after that ball, to get that offensive rebound or pass from assist.
And Prince in the half court will get the ball screen from Margot, picks and rolls. Robinson helps. And I don't know why anyone fouls that shot. She's off balance. I think she looked like she potentially traveled. 2 shots awarded. Robinson's second foul.
And there's been 3 players, 3 Montenegro players with their hands up. So no need to foul in this situation and give them the chance to score 2 free throws.
More rotations coming in off the Russian bench. Panova.
Panova is another great example of the high what Russia has. She's 190 and she plays the wing position, which gives them loads of advantage in terms of playing post up when she has a smaller guard.
Hartman 2 for 2. Great hands by Skelevic. Substitution, coaching the Skelevic arrest. 5:27 to go in the half. Vucetic checks in. Little hole, finds a little spot to stop and pop it. Can't complete the play. Belikova will advance the basketball. He just holds the space, gets it to drop.
And in this situation, you question the weak side defense of Montenegro. She's been asking for that ball like forever, you know. The Montenegro weak side needs to move from the split line.
Jovic will move it on. Vucetic at top, gets the screen from Robinson, who's open. If you're going to come off the screen, know what you're looking for. Extra pass, wide open. Jovic knocks down the 3. Excellent ball movement, nice weak side lift. Easy look from the shot from the three-point line, but you've got to make it.
It's a great, actually, showing how players are aware of their roles. You know, Mujovic knows that Ivanovic is way better three-point shooter, and she just shared that ball to give her the opportunity to score.
Mario with the foul line jump shot, looks at air, it's really sweet. Prince spent a long time bouncing the ball, which is the issue when Prince is at the point. Easy two for Robinson.
Even though Prince tried to go and unable Robinson to lay it up, this is too easy.
And Belyakova comes down the floor, no one else touches it. Gets her feet set. Smiles, feels good about the three-point shot, wants the next one too. Tied at 31.
Same action for Montenegro team.
Well, Percentage takes the long two, put on the line. Lowest percentage shot in the game. Here's Prince in transition. This is when Prince is really dangerous, when she decides to just play. Here he finds my guy underneath. That's an offensive foul. Last 3 minutes of the first half. There's a foul and a foul, followed by a foul. Lenko will check it for Maga as more fouls mount up for Russia. Maga has 3, Valieva has 3. So the starting combination on the inside is sitting there with far too many fouls at this stage of the game. Complete misunderstanding is a nice way of wording it. Prince will finally get it into the half court. Tough looking two is no good. Chance to run. Percentage will push. And then decides he's going to play half court basketball. Number 2.5. Moment, the game has lost its intensity. Belyakova, little hesitation, steps back, moves it on. Open look from the three-point line. Sweet as you like. Timeout for Montenegro.
And the difference.
Over gets the 3, and we got a timeout.
You know, the difference between these two last possessions of Russian was that the first one, it just hasn't been prepared. You know, everyone was so static, and this time this transition just allow for an open shot, you know. It's just so much nicer when you push the ball and move it a little bit, and everyone is involved cutting through, but before they all been stick on the strong side court and no one on the weak side.
Well, Robinson leads all Montenegro scorers with 11 minutes. Probably had undoubtedly her best consistency at a major tournament. She has been from day one just an exceptional player for this team. Quite amazingly though, by my understanding, she only has 1 rebound. She's been a rebounding machine as this competition has progressed. We thought this was well, we can't win, we can't get it. He did. It's like national team basketball. People talk about dead games. Well, you know, a team can't qualify. I don't think there's such a thing as a dead game in a national team tournament, because you want wins whether you're going to qualify or not. You know, when Russia see this as a dead game, they're not even sure they're doing second place in their group. Skirvins gets it into the half court. Skelevic from the corner just knocks down the three, and the whole tempo is still very much just moved the ball. But she just stroked that one. 2-3 zone for Montenegro, 60% from the three-point line. And Montenegro put the zone on the floor. Muru on the inside turns back to traffic, wrong way.
Great defense from Serbian team. Again, as soon as the center gets the ball, 3 players are there.
Where was she going? Again, indecision. Prince will take a look at her options. Inside, easy too. Nehru just keeps it up, finishes it well.
That was an excellent pass from Prince, straight away down under the rim from the top of the key.
We went into this last minute of the first half. Manovic lines up the three, doesn't get the drop. And a little bit one shot and out. No one attempted to go to the glass. Prince creates a little bit of space.
And that's what you said, Mark. You know, Prince is such danger in a transition offense. The Serbian team didn't have time to set up their zone defense, and they weren't ready. And Prince just played that really smartly. He knew they are not ready to defend.
Skelevic and Montenegro coming off the high screen. This is going to dive. Manovic thinks about that. That's what she did have a shot. Gave it up though. Penetration into traffic. Robinson clears up, and they'll wipe that off. With 4.1 seconds to go, Russia will have a outside chance of increasing their 4-point lead.
4 seconds is quite a lot, you know. They still will have time to prepare, but what I think is going to be just Prince going to take a ball and dribble, and she's going to make that decision if she's going to pass the ball or just finish by herself.
Well, everybody on the floor is a perimeter threat. Prince just gives her the head. She recovered, I guess she has. Oh, no one was ready for it, standing out of bounds. That's really not going to please Coach Vassar. They ran to get the ball in. 2 players standing there, passing the time of day. It got to them, surprisingly, yes, but you'd have thought they might have got a shot away. Skelevic is going to put this up. There it is. Way off, and we have reached half-time. Montenegro a 34-38 margin against them at half-time. Well, there's those half-time statistics. It's, as you'd expect, the 38-34 margin, they're pretty tight.
Yeah, it's tight, and Montenegro has massively improved their free throw shooting because they know every point is going to count in this game as well. You know, it's a game of loads of mistakes as well, loads of changing rhythm, you know, loads of bad decisions, but still we can see that teams are changing different type of defenses, you know, to get the other team out of the rhythm. I think chances are open so far because Russia still hasn't found that advantage under the rim as they're supposed to have.
Well, that's the only fast break points that were classed as fast break points in that quarter. And the pace of game, the intensity of game is not at the same level as every other game. Montenegro, outside chance of actually turning this into a qualification situation, have it all to do still at the half. They have to win by not just short of 20 points to actually have a chance. And then they've still got to look at results from tonight's game between Greece and... So the thing that really does stand out is just the consistency of the Russian roster. All the players that have actually stepped on the floor, except for Zedek, have scored, and Beglova has largely been responsible for the distribution. Montenegro looking for people to step up and make contributions. Robinson has 11 and Skelevic has 8, and it's been like that alongside Perovanovic for the whole of this tournament. So it's a transition time for Montenegro. At this point in time, they're going to really struggle to get a win against a strong Russian team. It's only a 4-point margin, and we'll be back in around 10 minutes to see if they can actually come up with their first win of the EuroBasket Women in 2017. We'll see you around 10. Well, welcome back, everybody. It's a minute and a half before the start of the third period. And I don't know, Teresa, looking at the teams coming back, I still think Russia, yeah, we're going to win. We want to be second, and they look like they're trying to manage the game. You'd just like to see Montenegro come out and do something to maybe upset them, get some momentum going, maybe trap or change the zone or something. I don't get the feel for the intensity of the game at the moment.
To be honest, Montenegro is definitely capable to challenge this Russian group, you know, with their experience in the roster. I'm sure we're gonna see Shkerovic again on the court. She's gonna spend there most of the time. And you're right, there will be some change in intensity. We can see that Russian team still can't find the right lineup on the court, you know, they trying to change players. So far, I think Russia is better because in terms of their wideness of the bench, you know, they have opportunities to look for different players to change the tempo of the game by putting their different players, you know, and let's see if Montenegro can stay in that lineup as they are whole game and keep challenging the Russian group with their experience.
I think this Russian team are very close to being a genuine gold medal contender. You know, they're very big, they're very experienced in the right areas of the floor. They've got real talent. They've got a player like Prince who can create for herself. I just think you'd like to see them saying, this is how we're going to do it. And the change to have Beglova at the point is, I think, is a good change. I think this starting lineup is really well balanced, but it's hard in a game like this. It's a long tournament. You've got to pace yourself mentally as well as physically. And Shkerovic will have it at the start of the third, guarded by Beglova. Oh, nice pass. They blow it again. Great rebound by Robinson, though. It's situations and plays like that. You've got to concentrate, finish plays, and Robinson, at the moment, is a one-man player scoring machine for Montenegro. High pick and roll. Prince tries to find a little hole. No one there. Beglova. Yeva and Perenov going at it inside. A little head and shoulder. Go back to the other side and miss the two. And Robinson adds a rebound to her stat line. Nice lead pass. Ivanovic for two. We've got a new ball game with 9 to go in the third. We're tied again. This is a nice start for Montenegro. Decent defensive series, boxed out, ran the break.
Maybe back to how important is that third quarter, you know, and Montenegro came well prepared and way better prepared to this third quarter. And that's the response. That's the response.
Yeah, giving Beglova, giving them that. They don't have that in too many places. I think one of the answers that will help Russia really compete going deep into this tournament. Jovic going up, feels the pressure that was going to block the shot. 4 on the shot clock. Shkerovic has got to go up. Goes a little floater off the glass for 2. We're tied at 40. It goes off the screen. A lot of dribble, and Shkerovic tries to pick her pocket.
Great push from Shkerovic. Yeah, the easy 2 points at the beginning of third.
And again, Ivanovic has got that speed at that size. Prince is going to be fouled as she shook a move. Prince with 10 on the possession. Clears the screen. Go dive, doesn't get now positions. And it's great defense. Adieva goes with a runner, doesn't get it to drop. Robinson comes down with it, finds Shkerovic, and Montenegro a chance to lead. Jovanovic slipped, has recovered it though. just about. And Skorovic is fouled by Prince. And up until that point, it's getting a little messy.
Yeah, that was clear effort from Prince to keep that pressure up and steal the ball back. She was just, all that came out of it was just that committed foul.
Angelica Robinson hands it up to Jovic. Skorovic has it out top. Will take the ball screen. High-low option, but Prevenic takes it up herself, leads with the left hand, gets the two. Nice move again. She's so destructive from that high post area. She joins Robinson in double digits. And Skorovic. Lova goes down to Vadieva. He backs in, goes with the left hand. And that's when you see she's only 18. She's still strong, she's got all the tools. But going up against the strength of a real veteran, she just struggles a little bit to finish over that much contact.
Yeah, and we can see that Coach Bussing as well wants to give her that break to recover from this low momentum break from her. But Pikonenko is playing impressively so far. I think she's a great substitution of Vadieva at the moment. You know, I think that game yesterday gave her a little bit energy into her blood, hitting an important shot.
Oh, great little pick and roll action. They cleared out the weak side. Russia got a little bit more, got to do a little better job recognizing the action. It clears out the weak side, so there's no help. And they just run a pick and roll and throw it up there and say, go get that.
It's all about communication, Mark, as you say, right? If they clear the weak side like this, like the teammates need to call at each other and say, look, the top of the eye needs to go help.
There's a whistle on the play, which I'm not sure about, but one thing I'm sure about is Angelica Robinson's on the baseline holding her face. Sure, who they've called the foul on? Let's just check. They've called the foul on Skorovic. Robinson's taken the blow to the face. No one's looking overly concerned. They'll just patch her up, push her out there again, and she'll go to work. Pikonenko. Tuck her shirt in. Always good to look your best.
Yeah, you always want to tie your shoelace to get that time to breathe out a little bit, you know. I don't think that was the example. She just got off the bench.
Pikonenko.
Popovic was a little bit nervous. She just wanted to go for that rebound and the referee spotted it.
Well, she misses again. And Popovic, nervous or not, missed the box out. Jovanovic will push. Numbers down the floor here. 3-on-2. Jovanovic stops and pops. Knocks it down in rhythm. 3. Coach Bassett has seen enough of that. He's going to take the timeout. They trail 5. And Montenegro got a little bit of rhythm going.
Yeah, we don't really see in the women's game that, you know, players going to stop the fast break and shoot 3-point line shot. That shows the confidence Jovanovic has so far. She's shooting so well. Why not to just stop and carry on with that great performance from the 3-point line of her? And you know, that was a great demonstration of the quick game as well, you know. We're talking all the time about the size of Russian team, but that means that they're going to be a little bit slower as well on the transition defense. So that was a great push from Montenegro's team to go for this fast break.
The thing about the timeout, though, is that while Robinson's getting patched up, she's not actually missing any floor time. So in some ways, that really does help Robinson, although she's not quite ready to come back just yet.
Pretty sure it's not going to take too long. You know, she knows she's fully aware of how important this game is for Montenegro.
So Robinson's almost ready to come back.
Low pressure from Montenegro's team.
Well, a very organised press break by Russia. And Prince now gets it, but they're not into their half court, and there's 10 seconds left on the possession. Beglova moves it on, Beliakova.
That's exactly why Montenegro plays that full good press, you know, to slow them down, don't give them as many seconds as they would need for offense.
Oh, Beliakova gets blocked. Gets up smiling, but the team is down 5. Here's the penetration. Ivanovic is going to come over and say, no way. Ivanovic may have got away with a little block there, but Prince on the dribble, in the lane, shovels it off to my guy. He leans back and makes the 2. He's got a really nice touch from mid-range. And Robinson's on the sub bench. Popovich will reverse it. We've got a whistle on the play.
Beglova tried to step through Peromanovic to make sure that she doesn't give any space to Shkerovic on the top.
Beglova gets called for the hold away from the ball. Jovic moving on. Shkerovic takes the ball screen. Robinson rolls again. Lead pass. And Prince got underneath her and really did a much better job of trying to play the role. But in some ways, you've got to say to Shkerovic, you don't want to bounce past it because that's where Prince gets back in the play.
Exactly. You have to read the defense, and if the big player has a mismatch, you want to put it as high as possible for them.
That's me, you, and Coach Ingres all on the same page. He said to Shkerovic, just put it in the air. Prince to turn the corner, shakes and goes to the baseline. Beglova steps through, gets her own rebound, lots of traffic, gets the drop.
There wasn't any effort to go for that rebound from Montenegro's team at the moment.
And unfortunately, that's still my issue about this game. At times, there isn't that effort that we've seen throughout this tournament. And Prince gets away with one then. And he picks herself up off the floor. Takes one for the team. Mind seeing that again because it looked like she was behind the play. And Matovic is going to check in. Peromanovic sits right down. Then Montenegro gets a little small against this pretty big Russian lineup. Prince to the hoop for 2.
And again, how can Montenegro's defense allow the point guard go all the way down to lay the ball up into the rim? Like, there must be a help from the teammates, you know, to smash her and say, get out of my house, this is my space.
Jovic, far side of the ring, wraps it to Robinson, nice pass. And what Tiganenko is saying is, you didn't need to help me, I was still there. Normally they'll have rules about when they help, when they don't help. Prince will move it to Beglova. Down low is Tiganenko. She looks to skip. Yakova with that rainbow right 3. Sticks it up there, it drops. And Russia back in front by 2. Matovic tries to wrap the pass with no real conviction. Beglova comes back. And Montenegro will take the timeout with 3:34 in the third. They trail 2, having led by 5. So as Norman would always say, at the end of the game of runs, teams will get a few points in a hurry. The other team will come back. 2 can do that at the right time in a game like this. At the moment, Russia has that 2-point lead. Robinson with 17 points. She's getting a fair bit of support though from Peromanovic and Shkerovic with 10 apiece.
I think they should more implement as well Jovanovic from the long distance shot, because she's shooting at the moment 66%, you know, behind the arc, and I think that would be quite nice to change this dynamic of the game, you know. Their main focus obviously is play down under the rim, but with this percentage you wanna get shots.
Iva Permanovic with 10 points, just a single board. And she has done a really nice job in that high post area that she has really exploited. Nice little look back to Jovic, and then made the bad decision. Beliakova's long for a guard.
Exactly. She needs to read this situation.
A whistle on the play. Jovanovic goes away holding her face, but she is the person who fouled. Yep, walked straight in. Beliakova is like 184. I mean, if you're going to try and go over 184, you know, you've got to have some options of how to create the shot. Jovic only 176, so giving up a lot of size. And Beliakova has arms. They're like long, so it's a great wingspan.
Yeah, that would have been much better for Mujovic. Just bring the ball back up and give them another possession to prepare and organize as well as they do so far.
Jovanovic comes back in. A little bit of pressure up the floor from Russia. They lead it by 3. Skerovic. Robinson releases out top. Well, that pass was almost asking to be stolen. 4 seconds on the shot. Jovic goes up, a tough shot, doesn't get anything. Chance for Russia to run in transition. Beliakova has it. And she looks to attack, but she's going to pull it out. Sets herself for 3.
Oh.
She's feeling it now. Back-to-back threes for Beliakova.
That's a great read from her. She's seen that Mujovic just slip down, sit on her butt down on the floor. What else to do than just look at the basket and shoot the ball? Especially with her percentage so far, 75% from that spot.
Jovic gets it back. Robinson's been open for about 5 minutes. That does mean to say she was in the keyway for that period as well.
Yeah, but that ball must go in. She had her player on the side of her body. She was wide open with a left-hand spin.
It's Beliakova, nice pass. My guy puts it on the floor, attacks it. And it's offensive foul on my guy. She looks a little frustrated, but a technical foul, very aggressively called by the official in front of us on the Russian bench. Montenegro have to make the most of the situation. Make the technical free throw, and then come down the floor and score. You're right back in the game. And Skerovic doesn't do the first part of that. So it's still a 6-point game. Quite a high foul count across the score sheet. They've spread them out, but it's not been a very physical game. It's a hold of the shirt. Will be an end-line ball as Timonenko picks up yet another foul. Robinson has it. Skerevich will come to collect. Go pick and roll Pervanovic. Robinson tries to lift, no pass. Pervanovic wants it on the inside. They take the long two, which never looked like he had a chance of going in. Beglova will push. She has no one ahead of her. Has to bring it out. Belyakova will say, let's play the half court. High pick and roll. Vieira will roll. No option down low at all. Grilova will skip. Nice duck in by Tikhonenko. Belyakova for another three is short this time. Not really balanced. Gets her own rebound and blows the layup. But stays with the player and gets a jump ball. The ball will stay with Russia. Great effort.
You know, the difference between Prince and Baglova is that Baglova doesn't look for her shot as a priority. You know, Prince always, when she plays pick and roll and goes through any screen, looks for that reaction of the defense. She reads that and look for the opportunity to score. And at this moment, I think Baglova should look for it as well, because the defense can step off from her and just help for the big players.
Beglova penetrates, left hand off the glass, blows it. Tikhonenko's, well, she takes the dribble but still puts it back up. Excellent work by Tikhonenko on the glass. Doesn't need that dribble though. Skerevich. And Russia opening out now, 8-point lead. Pervanovic can't handle it. Ball will belong to Russia. And as in all their games so far, Russia begin to wear you down. Whoever's playing well or whoever's playing bad, it doesn't matter. As a team, they just wear you down. Everything is hard work. They just get the great news for them today is that Belyakova started to knock down some shots. She's got 11 on the game. And if they start adding some perimeter consistency, they still look to me like a real genuine gold medal candidate. Grilova going baseline, takes the tough pull-up, hits the side of the glass, and the ball is out of bounds, belongs to Montenegro. Sideline pick and roll. Goes up, kicks it. Pervanovic mid-range jump shot is off. And Tikhonenko comes down with a defensive rebound.
There's again no contribution from wings to go for the offensive rebound. They just left Robinson isolated to grab that rebound.
Great penetration. Vieira just throws an air ball from the short corner. But we have reached the end of three. And the best way to describe this for me is that Russia are being very, very efficient, doing everything they need to do to take care of business without really imposing themselves on the game. They lead it 57-49 at the end of three. Respectable numbers across the board. Russia have the lead. Well, that sums up that play. Robinson's really has been focused. Ivanovic has just come up short today, misses the easy layup. Robinson clears the glass, gets the two. And at the start of the third period, they looked like they were coming back. They looked like they were in good shape, and then they just lost their way again.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit lack of effort at certain moments of the third quarter from the Montenegro side. And as you said, you know, Russian team is so complex. So Belyakova hit some long distance shots, which helped them as well with the changing the dynamics of their offense. You know, they started to play a little bit more defense. Russia is definitely deeper in the bench. You know, they have the option to find the right player on the court at the moment, and that's what's happening. And that's what we probably will see during the fourth quarter. When Skerevich is not on the court, the Montenegro's game looks a little bit unorganized, you know, kind of like, okay, we'll see what we're gonna play. When Skerevich is there, they exactly know what they play. So I can assume that she's going to be back on the court very soon again.
Start of the fourth quarter then. And at the moment, Russia have eased out to an 8-point lead. You'd hope and expect Montenegro to give it a shot in this fourth quarter. Come up with a possible change of defense. Russia have a chance to run. Prince is back in the game. Great early post by Vieru. Inside, outside, they look to reverse it, go down low. Gronenko will come off the block to screen for Prince. Shovels it, Vieru won't take that shot. Prince will though, mid-range. She's a scorer, she's such a good scorer.
That's what I spoke about earlier, the difference between Baglova and Prince is that Prince just looks for the open shot, you know, and Perovanovic was a little slow. She just allowed herself to drop down in that screen and she hasn't had enough time to contest that shot.
Long two from the foul line, doesn't get the roll. Perovanovic with a big time rebound, powers back up and one.
Wow, that's another effort. Perovanovic and 4 Russian players around and she still grabs this offensive rebound. I always say offensive rebounds are about how much you want and she just wanted this ball.
Tikarenko picks up the 3rd foul, getting extended minutes today, which is going to be useful for Russia because they're going to have to play an elimination game tomorrow. Not 100% certain of the opposition, but that'll be decided after the last game. Here's Prince. Tikhonenko steps into the 2-point range. Thought she was going to pop it, but didn't. Prince will. Just floats one.
But see, that shows like the experience because Tikhonenko knows that that's not her shot. Let's pray for someone else, and that's why I think Russia improved so much this this second half, and that's why they're up leading this game.
Jovic, a little hesitation, goes with the left hand off the glass. Just didn't have an angle. By the time she looked to shoot it, she had no angle. Prince gives it up. Zidic, nowhere to go, picks it up herself. Tikhonenko, nice little move, gets fouled by Jovanovic. That'll put her onto 4 fouls. Ten-point game. If Montenegro are going to get back into this thing, then they have to do it and start doing it now. Otherwise, Russia will just contain and control the game. Jovanovic with the 3, that's not going to get it done. Prince will advance it for Russia. Tikhonenko, got to pop that. Takes it into the land of Angelica Robinson. Take the mid-range jumper if Robinson's standing under the keyway. And we're going to get a new full team as Zedic trying to find Vieru underneath.
Yeah, well, Zedic just didn't go far enough away from the screen to allow herself that distance pass. You know, she didn't give the distance to herself to bounce the pass to the center. And again, she plays with Vieru. She doesn't want the ball under her knees.
Prince trying to work a little bit of magic. Will over for 3. While the rest of the tournament needs to be aware and needs to be worried. Because Belyakova and Kirillova are starting to find that 3-point range, and with this size on the inside, that's a pretty awesome combination. Trying to answer at the other end with 3 is no good. Vieru just cleans the boards. 65-52. 44% from the 3-point line. Vieru on the inside goes to the right hand and she's fouled by Perovanovic.
Which is an amazing percentage from long distance shooting from Russian team today, and I think that could be one of the key elements what we've been missing so far. That's why they couldn't find their rhythm, because they didn't help themselves to change the dynamic of the offense with these long range distance shots.
And Robinson starting to acquire rebounds to go alongside her points. Montenegro will take the timeout, and Coach Ingres he's probably has the same feel I have. This game is starting to just drift away from him. His team aren't imposing themselves on the game. They're not getting back in with their defense, so it's just gradually increasing the margin. Yeah. Is it defense, or are they just going to execute better at the offensive end?
The Russian team started to execute way better as well. You know, read the game. They're not trying to force everything one-on-one. They started to move the ball well as well. Same like hitting some long distance shots. You know, to play against like 58% from three-point line is such hard. But Montenegro needs to start to change again something, either some zone press defense or, you know, I think it was working at the beginning of the game when they played full court man-to-man or zone press, you know, to not allow Russian have enough time to create their offense, as they're doing now well so far.
Well, the other thing they really have to do as well is they're just getting absolutely crucified on the glass. Massive advantage for Russia on the glass. And that's just another one of those effort areas of the game that in this game in particular, Montenegro have played well at times, but still haven't imposed themselves on it. Robinson will sit with 6:50 to go. Ivanovic will find Skelevic. We've got a whistle. Eru picks up the personal, much to her surprise, amazement, and any other emotion. Skelevic moves it on. Shetic, little hesitation, gets in the keyway, floats one for two, gets it to drop. I love these young kids that are here adopting Montenegro, if you want. Enthusiasm for the game is unbelievable. My guy thinks about the long two, nowhere to go. Yeru goes back to her. She'll take the jump shot now.
Stena seems to be way more effective from mid-range shots than posting backwards. And Vieru just seen that the player from Marga just dropped down and just returned the ball straight to her for that long mid-range shot.
We said it's travels, trying to get the pass. Great defense by Prince, who really resisted the temptation to reach for it. Coach Ingves only recently in the job with Montenegro. Interesting to see how this EuroBasket Women affects his status with the Montenegrin program. Vastly experienced coach around Women's EuroLeague. Under 6 to go in the fourth. 13-point margin. My guy high. Vieira just stepped in, no body, got to power up though, and does.
That's when we've seen that advantage of the high now. It was a great look from Marga straight down to play that high-low position.
Jovic creates a little space. Not really sure what happened at the end. She just coughed up possession. Eliakova, no one with her, needs to pull it out. Gets a little give and go, nice action. But then completely blows the layup. But Yelu bows her out, comes up with the offensive rebound, gets the two. 5 minutes to go. It's now a 17-point game, and Russia need to think about balancing, about keeping players in rhythm and trying to prepare for the crossover game. Well, Popovic got caught being slow on the release, just has it blocked.
Could have seen Vieru coming to block that shot and try to get that one dribble closer to the rim, but he just settled down with this slow shot and has been blocked.
Alexic's going to check in for the first time today. Vucetić comes back. Skelevic will step out with Mujovic. And Beglova will advance the ball. Wow. Vucetić misses everything on the three except for the backboard.
I don't think Russia at the moment needs these unprepared shots. They're in the rhythm, in the offense, you know, all they do need to be patient and find an open player.
Ilyakova attacks the middle, almost throws it out of bounds. Vucetić gets to the elbow, needs a pass, poor decision, saved by Beglova. Vucetić in traffic, he's gonna have to shoot that from the foul line, doesn't get the roll, but my guy's on the glass and one. Double-digit points. Zosina, my guy gets the offensive rebound and putback, goes to the free throw line. Robinson comes back. Russian fans getting excited. Vucetić sits down.
I'm happy to see for the first time at this tournament Levchenko on the court as well as a point guard for a Russian team.
Well, Levchenko will come through the age group team to Russia as at Kursk, so he played on the minutes, but is a EuroLeague winner. And if this is to be Jelena Skelevic's last major championship, what a great career she's had. She's going to be incredibly disappointed to go out with no wins. First with Serbia, Montenegro, and then with Montenegro. She's just been one of the greats. The three is gone, is off. Defensive rebound is Belyakova, who's having a really nice game. Beglova takes the ball screen, will move it off. Belyakova's very late on lifting, gets it on a little back cut, quick release is off. My guy's on the glass again. No one boxes her out, that's the issue. They give her momentum going to the glass.
Exactly, and you can't leave Maika you can't give her the freedom just to go for that rebound. She's strong enough to get anything she wants if you won't box her out.
So Musina comes in. Jovanovic steps out. Jovanovic. Musina gets the soft roll.
See, that's what you want. When the new player steps on the court, you want them to give them the ball into their hands as soon as possible. And that was a great play from Beglova to give her that open look.
Alexic settles for the three. He's a long way off. Robinson chases it down, but then turns it over. Musina will bring. Levchenko. Belyakova in traffic, doesn't get the drop. Musina comes up with the offensive rebound and just throws it away. That's when your inexperience shows. If you've got nothing, kick it out. Matovic in the block, tries to go to Roberts, there's too much traffic. Vieru would have been very heavily criticized if she'd allowed that pass to go. Beliakova, Beglova sit. Zidic comes in. This is Sherpanova. So a very much a bench group in the game at the moment for Russia. It's been a professional job by Russia. That's the best way to describe this. They need to be better in all sorts of ways, but they just did what they needed to do. Robinson powers up but misses. Zidek will bring it. Vieru will reverse it. Sherpanova going to go pick and roll on it. Vieru wide open, they miss her. Levchenko takes the short jumper. Robinson collects another rebound. Zidek comes up with a steal. Levchenko, who looks very accomplished. And the foul, pretty ugly foul by Vucetic.
You can see that because right now there's like a whole bench squad on the court from Russian team. It's a little bit disorganized, but you know, even the bench players need the minutes on the court because the tournament's still gonna have.
Oh, straight down the middle, Levchenko with a layup. She is quick. On this team though, she just looks like they've brought their little sister on. She's so much more diminutive in stature than the rest of this team, but she's so quick and talented. Ball's out of bounds, another turnover. And the fourth quarter is becoming a little bit of a nightmare. Levchenko. Offensive foul on Vieru, just looks at the official to say, I'm just not used to this. I actually think it's very good. I think the officiating on the screen has been completely in the right direction. It's been a bit of a fourth quarter capitulation at the moment. 20-5 on the period for Russia. Vucetic goes up with a three, that's off two. Oh, the unsportsmanlike foul because of the holding of the shirt. They missed one earlier on, the other way around. But absolutely right.
Again, a bit frustration from Angelica Robinson. She hasn't been seen by Vucetic on that pick and roll. And instead, this Montenegro settled for a three-point shot.
Sharanova gets the two. And misses the second. Only Natalia Zedic is scoreless at the moment for the Russian national team. Top scorer 13 by Prince at the moment. Levchenko. As it knocks away, stolen. And that should do it for Montenegro's experience in EuroBasket Women 2017. Mladovic penetrates, pulls up, is long again. And that will do it. Russia confirm their place in second. The only thing to be decided now is who they will face. That's been an excellent performance by Russia. It's been professional. It's what they had to do. Nothing more, nothing less. They haven't had to expend too much energy. Lots of players got floor time and they get the 78-54 win. There's the stats, Teresa.
You can see that Russia was on the fire today from three-point shooting. You know, 53% is such high percentage per game, but what I was more happy to see that they have found that balance and share of the ball. You know, they've had 17 assists so far as a team, and that just shows how much teamwork it was today for them to get this win. Also, we can see that Russia had 46 rebounds, you know, they had 19 on offensive, so I think that's almost for the first time when I see Russians hard, you know, because 19 offensive rebounds, that's just a brilliant, and that's finally what we like to see, that they're using their size effective way.
Well, they got good contributions across the roster, and as we say, they didn't use too much energy, which is key when it goes to tomorrow's games. The other thing is that their perimeter game it was at its best so far in the tournament today, so the scoring balance is improved. They did well for the perimeter. Montenegro did it again for 3 quarters. In every single game they've had for 3 quarters, they've been very, very good.